You ever get that feeling that your digital life is running on a script that, well, you didn't write? That the algorithm knows you just a little too well? Well, it turns out a couple of history's most radical philosophers actually gave us the tools to understand this exact feeling. So today, we're going to use their ideas to try and decode this strange new reality we're all living in, the age of AI.
Whoa, okay, I know, that is a jarring question, but believe it or not, it's the perfect place for us to start. It gets to the very heart of an idea from our first guide, a philosopher who argued that the most effective prison isn't made of bars and stone, it's the one we build inside our own minds.
So let's meet the man behind that question. This is Michel Foucault. You can kind of think of him as an archaeologist of ideas. See, he didn't dig for bones or ancient artifacts. He dug through history to uncover the hidden systems of power that shape how we think, how we act, and even how we decide what's normal in the first place.
And Foucault's main tool for this was deconstruction. His whole argument was that nothing is really natural. Every single idea we take for granted, from what we think sanity is to our concept of justice, he said it was all constructed by somebody at some point for a specific purpose. So his life's work was basically taking these concepts apart, piece by piece, to show us the hidden machinery of power working behind the scenes.
See, Foucault noticed this really interesting shift in how power works. He'd look at the brutal, messy public executions of the past, and then he'd compare them to the clean, meticulous prison timetables that came later. Power got smarter. It realized it didn't have to attack the body with obvious violence. It could be much more effective by disciplining the soul with subtle, bureaucratic control.
And this idea leads him to his most famous metaphor of all, the panopticon. Now, it's this design for a perfect prison where you can never, ever know if you're being watched by the guard in the central tower. So, what's the result? Well, you start acting like you're always being watched. You literally become your own guard. And just like that, power becomes totally automatic and completely invisible.
And that brings us right back to that first question, doesn't it? For Foucault, our conscience, our feelings of guilt, our desire to just be good, this is the ultimate cage. The soul, in his view, isn't some source of freedom. Nope, it's the very prison built by these power structures to control the body without ever needing a single chain.
Okay, and this is where it all clicks into place for us, right now. Foucault's model of control, which he came up with by studying old asylums and prisons, it maps perfectly onto our modern world. The all-seeing tower, it's not made of brick and mortar anymore. It's built from code.
Which brings us right here to our reality, the AI panopticon. We are, in a very real sense, living inside a prison that has no walls, one that we actually pay for and willingly carry in our pockets every single day. Think about it. The confinement today isn't physical, it's informational. Your social media feed, your search results, the ads that follow you around. These are not open windows to the world. They are carefully curated walls, shaping your reality, shaping your desires, shaping your very identity, all based on a data profile of you that you can't even see. And just like the prisoners in the panopticon, we start to discipline ourselves. Foucault had a term for this: docile bodies, productive, obedient, perfect. We internalize the algorithm's logic. We change how we behave, not for a human boss, but to please the invisible logic of a machine. All to get a better rating, or more views, or even just to get our resume past an AI filter.
So Foucault gives us this brilliant, if kind of terrifying diagnosis of the problem. He shows us the invisible bars of our digital cage. But here's the thing, just knowing you're in a prison isn't the same as getting out. For that, we need to turn from the cold, hard analysis of Foucault to the fiery passion of another philosopher entirely.
And that's where Friedrich Nietzsche comes in. You see, if Foucault teaches us how to defend ourselves against power, Nietzsche teaches us how to attack. He doesn't see this new AI reality as some prison we need to escape from. No, he sees it as a crisis to be overcome, a dangerous abyss that we have to cross.
For Nietzsche, humanity is never a finished product. We are always in a state of transition, a dangerous, precarious crossing from what we were to what we could become. And right now, AI is that very abyss, right there beneath our feet. It is a moment of profound danger for sure, but, and this is the key, it's also a moment of profound opportunity. So how do we navigate this crossing? Well, Nietzsche actually gives us a kind of map in his parable of the three metamorphoses. And what's absolutely wild is how stunningly accurate it is for understanding our evolving relationship with AI.
Okay, so first, the human spirit is like a camel,
obediently kneeling down to carry the heavy burdens of duty and data. Then, AI comes along and becomes the ultimate camel, making our old labor kind of obsolete. So, in response, we have to become the lion, the great destroyer. Generative AI is our lion right now, shattering this sacred old myth that creativity belongs only to humans. And yeah, this stage is terrifying. But the lion's destruction is necessary. It clears the way for the final transformation, the child. The child is a new beginning, forgetting all the old values and creating brand new ones through pure, joyful play.
So, here we are, standing on the edge of this AI abyss. And Nietzsche basically presents us with a huge choice. Two very different possible futures for all of humanity.
On one path, we can become the last man, the comfortable, content pet of the algorithm, just pacified by endless entertainment and easy answers, our fundamental will to overcome challenges completely outsourced to a machine. Or we can strive to be the Ubermensch, the overman. And this isn't about being a superhero, it's about being a creator of your own new values. The overman sees AI not as a replacement, but as a tool, a powerful lever to extend their own will to power, to overcome old limitations and create something the world has never, ever seen before.
Nietzsche had this beautiful idea that true creation doesn't come from order and safety. It's born from chaos. All of this disruption, this uncertainty, this so-called death of old ideas that AI is causing right now, that's not the end. For Nietzsche, that is the necessary chaos from which a new dancing star can finally be born.
So in the end, the question isn't really what will AI do to us? Foucault showed us the prison, and Nietzsche showed us the way out. The real question is the one Nietzsche asks of all of us. In this moment of profound chaos, when all the old rules are breaking, what new values, what new art, what new self will you create?